John Avenger once again, and I'm going to review a movie called Super 8. But before then, I'm going to let somebody here say something about the person who directed this movie. Just it's basically a cue I've used last year, but I never get tired of this. So hold on.
Not going to fork over $8 more to technically see this film again. Screw you, Mr. Abrams. You and your adequate filmmaking.
Yeah, there you go. Screw you, Mr. Abrams, and your adequate filmmaking. This is Super 8, his 2011 film, the year after he did Star Trek 2009. And I'm going to keep saying screw him because he ruined Star Wars for me. But this is a good film, though, nonetheless. This is before Disney hired him. And it's called Super 8, a movie with a bunch of kids that are making a movie, like a zombie movie with a girl and a bunch of it's basically a low budget production with a Super 8 camera, and they stumble across this crate that has this giant alien monster in it, and it's basically Cloverfield and the Goonies mixed into one. Yeah, the film does have a lot of similarities to Cloverfield, except that this thing is an alien, not a monster destroying a city, so that's different. And it has a lot of things about ET as well, because the alien just wants to go home. It's not like a vile. It's only for trying to protect itself when it's in a world it doesn't understand. But I think that the cast is well done here. Like, these are kids that didn't get on my nerves. You got Ella Fanning as the lead girl. She's very cute here. There's a chubby kid in the movie that's very cute. You have a kid with glasses. You have who's the nerd. The lead boy is very good in the movie. I think he carries the film. The one that has a crush on Ella Fanning. The one problem I have with the movie, besides the director, fuck that guy, is whatchamacallit, the adults. The adults in the film, they don't believe the children. They're like, oh, you're just imagining things. There is no alien, this and this and that. And of course the adults are assholes. But hey, it's a movie with kids, that try to find an alien. And the poster for this movie was really well done because they didn't show everything in the poster or in the trailer, which I was very intrigued. It's a good movie. I saw it in the theater back in 2011. I thought it was a very overlooked film. It did well, but it didn't set the world on fire like Cloverfield did. It didn't spawn a sequel or a spinoff. And like I said, I think this is the last good movie Abrams did before he got Star Wars and wormed his way into the Star Trek Into Darkness and beyond. Because I don't think he wrote this movie. Let me check. The thing is that it just he's just not a director that I like. I mean, his best movie is Mission Impossible 3, which I will review this month because it has a number in it. But as a writer and as a person that meddles into franchises, no, he's not the man for it. The film was, it was well shot. The special effects on the alien look good. Is it as scary as Cloverfield? No, there were like two scenes that made me jump out of my seat. But the movie is definitely, one. If you haven't seen this movie, I would say give it a watch. Putting my negative feelings aside for this, asshole that wishes he was James Gunn or George Lucas or Steven Spielberg. It's still a good movie nonetheless because I liked Jeepers Creepers, and the director of that, Victor Salva, is an asshole too. So we all have those days. But yeah, it's an hour and 52 minutes, so it's not very long. Let me check the cast here. Yeah, and Spielberg was one of the producers, but Abrams. Yeah, you have Joel Courtney. He's the lead boy. He's very cute. He's a cute kid. Kyle Chandler plays his father. Oh, you have also, I didn't like AJ Mashalka. She's not a good actress. I don't like her in the Goldbergs. Her sister's a better actress. She's just useless. She's not in the film that much though, so that's good. You got Ryan Lee as Carrie. He's the lead nerdy guy. You have Gabriel Basso as Martin. I think David Gallagher he plays a stoner, and he's high as fuck in one scene. And he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he's from Seventh Heaven. Yeah, he plays Donnie. Jessica Tuck, the mom from the High School Musical films. Sharpay's mother's in it. You got Bruce Greenwood, Joel McKinnon, and Noah Emmerich, and Michael Giacchino. Yeah, it's a good film. I really thought that the movie, I wasn't expecting Cloverfield. They kind of people thought it was a sequel to Cloverfield, but it's not. It's its own thing. It got good ratings on IMDb. It got a 7.1, and it got an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a good movie. It's just Abrams just pissing me off as a director. You know, the fact that he went from this to getting Into Darkness, and then he did Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which I'm like, I'm not gonna. The less I talk about that movie, the better, because you know, a love hate relationship with that movie. Great visuals, but you know, your hobo with a stick. I would take Ella Fanning any day over this hobo, because at least Ella Fanning, she's legal now. She's a beautiful actress now. She's grown up since she's been an actress since she was a little girl in Daddy Daycare, and now she's blossomed just like her sister Dakota. And they both good actors. Yeah, he also wrote this. Yet it's a good script, and nobody dies in it. Like if the lead kid got killed by the alien, I would have shut it off because I'm like that would have been depressing. This is the last time that Abrams ever put effort into his writing. When it's him and Lawrence Kasdan and whoever wrote The Force Awakens, they're just rehashing things that I've seen before. At least Super 8 was not a remake of ET because at least the alien is much bigger, and you know, it's green, and you know, has many arms and has crazy eyes. I mean, you have to see it for yourself to see what I'm talking about. And the premise was interesting that they're filming a movie near a train, you know, and also in the park and whatever they're in, and it's a movie within a movie, and I thought that was an intriguing premise, and it kept me interested. And here's the small synopsis. During the summer of 1979, well, I wasn't born yet, a good group of friends witness a train crash and investigate subsequent unexplained events in their small town. Basically, that's where the creature is being held in the train. And yeah, it's intriguing. It's a good premise. I mean, I've seen it's not an ET, but at least it's not a crappy remake to it. Like Mac and Me, people said that's a horrible movie, but I like the film. It's got good acting, a really swell, uh, really good effects. You know, the premise is interesting. The film is not too long, so it's not 2 hours. And like I said, this is the last film I enjoyed that Abrams directed. Because after this, it was all downhill. It was like he sold his soul to Disney so that he could make billions of dollars on a franchise that I love that didn't need that. But with this Super 8, it's a good movie. And you're going to say, oh, you're just biased, blah, 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 blah. You like his movies, but you hate him. Let's face it, he is not George Lucas. He wishes he was George Lucas. He wishes he was James Gunn. Because James Gunn he was an obscure independent director that did movies that didn't make money, and then he did Guardians and he saved his career. And the two Razzies that he got, that was for Scooby Doo. That wasn't his fault. That was 15 years ago. Abrams is screwing up now in 2017, and I don't trust him anymore. And I know Episode 8's not directed by him, but he's still producing it. His hands are still in the mix, and the hobo's still your lead. So fuck that movie. Yeah, and also that poor Carrie Fisher. That's her last Star Wars film. That movie is just gonna upset me. This is an 8. I'd rather see again. Super 8. I don't own it. That's why I'm not showing you the DVD. But it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, see it, and let me get your thoughts on the movie. Negative is just basically some of the adults are assholes, but in most of these films that usually happens. Yeah, the fat kid was Riley Griffiths. He plays Charles. He has and also this is not a kids movie. They do curse in it. There's some scary images for children, so it's not a kids movie. It's PG-13, so know what you're getting into before you watch this with your kids, because you know it's not as kid friendly as you think. But it's not gory. It's just you know it has some imagery that won't and not suitable for youngsters, and you know it's smarter than the average movie for kids. And for you know for older audiences. That's what I'm saying. But it's a good movie, and I give J.J. Abrams a lot of shit, but this is his movie. This is the last crowning achievement he did for me, and because it's not a franchise. I mean, the first franchise he tackled was Mission Impossible as a director, and I thought he nailed it. You know, because it was better than two. Two was boring as hell. But anyway, enough about that man. The less I say about him, the better. But like I said, that clip of the Nostalgia Critic sums up my feelings towards him. Screw you and your adequate filmmaking. Yeah, so many better directors that deserve more work. But anyway, Super 8 is fun. If you want to watch it with your family, make sure your kids are not like under 5. I think if they're older than 10, I think they can handle it. But be there for them. So, you know, if there's something scary, you can shield their eyes. But it's not that gory. So I think Cloverfield is a lot scarier. And Abrams didn't direct that. So, yeah. be produced it. But anyway, this is a good movie, and I wanted to review it for this month because it has a number in it, and I haven't reviewed it yet. So Super 8, definitely an interesting movie that deserves your time, even though it's 112 minutes, but it didn't feel that long to me. Maybe because I wasn't entertained. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review.